Is the government bailing out builders? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your hashtag, not sponsored, cheap coffee, and let's have a look at this article and ask the question, is the government bailing out builders? Now, we're all aware of the construction apocalypse that's been going on, sadly, for some time now. I argue that, well, one key element of that was an artificial overheating of the residential construction sector brought about by the home builder scheme, where so many people rushed out to get their 15 or 25 grand handout and essentially pull projects forward. And that overheated the housing sector, so it was tougher for builders to get the materials they need, to get the tradies they need. And then you add on to that the challenges of constructing during lockdowns, of increasing material costs, and then the one that really scares me the most, that many people don't tend to mention, is the changes to the rules to allow businesses to trade while insolvent. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, if you're a company, every year you have to do some paperwork to ASIC to tell them you're still solvent. That means you can pay your bills as they fall due. What happens is some of these builders, they might be robbing Peter to pay Paul, taking the progress payments from one job to keep another one going under the hopes of getting it all right. The next job will be okay. We'll make money there. We'll kick the can down the road. But sadly, builders don't have the, wonderful skills that our politicians do in kicking the can down the road. And we've seen many stories of builders going under and small mum and dad operations just shutting down, walking away. There's no way to make any profit in it, or they're losing their homes because they're having to put those on the line to keep the business going. So there's no winners. So let's check out this article here. So this is WA throws builders a lone life raft to tackle Perth's unfinished housing backlog. Now, I know all the libertarians are going to be angry that the government intervening, but you've got to realise this is Australia. The government will always intervene, and there's an expectation for the government to intervene. If people's houses aren't finished, what are they going to do? Are they going to cop it? No, they're going to go to the government and insist that they bear the burden. We've seen it many, many times before. So what would you rather? The government bail out the homeowners, or the government provide a loan facility to the builders to help them get across the line and maybe get their business up and running again? So, those are the two evils that we've got to pick here in Australia, guys. And remember, this whole mess was brought about by the government. So really, these loans should be interest-free. I bet you they're not, though. So the state government will hand... Oh, shit, they are. It shows you I don't read these articles before I put them up there. Good. Interest-free loans of up to $300,000 to builders in a bid to tackle the mammoth backlog of unfinished stranded residential homes left behind by the pandemic-era boom. Now, you've got to wonder if, as a builder, are you going to take this loan to get the projects finished, or you're just going to shut down? Because they're still going to have to pay it back. But then again, you've got your business. It may just be one bad year, and this is a once-in-a-100-year event that's occurred. Let's hope they've learned from it. Let's hope. I don't think they have. The new $10 million builder support facility announced Thursday is designed to help eligible residential builders with cash flow issues complete stalled home builds under construction for more than 2 years, prevent further building collapses, or builder collapses, I'm assuming, not actual buildings, and boost housing supply. Treasurer Rita Safi-Otti said the initiative was expected to aid in the completion of between 100 and 600 homes that have experienced delays in the overheated market and left families in limbo. It's clear there are many homes out there that continue to be stranded, leaving homeowners unable to move into a house because it is not yet complete, she said. In a sense, we're in a stalemate because the builder cannot complete a home because of cash flow issues, and homeowners are living with family members or continuing to rent a property. We feel that those home buyers who entered into contracts that are living in their parents' spare bedroom or having to pay rent when they've got a home that they just want to see finished. Yeah, or well, we feel for those. Yeah, no, it's probably a pretty accurate representation of what's going on. The loans to be overseen by the Small Business Development Commission were born from a housing summit held between government, builders, and industry lobby groups in late 2023. Applicants will need to meet strict criteria, have been a registered builder before 2020, and be willing to hand over their financial statements before securing loans of up to $300,000 or $60,000 per property. Oh boy. I mean, but this might be enough to get these projects off your books, to get them done, and then just to get moving again, to get that anchor off the neck of the building firm. And here's the thing, guys, we don't want to lose the expertise that's come about because of this, because how many people predicted the disaster that was going to happen with regards to, well, okay, I mentioned that there were going to be a lot of issues with home builder, but can you blame people for signing them up and then being hit by these rampant, insane inflation costs and shipping costs? Well, anyway. The problem is as well, they can't account for these rising costs in their contracts. So once they're locked in, and it's a 2-year build process, we're not used to inflation. This is the first time we've ever really experienced it in most people's living memory. Commerce Minister Sue Ellery said significant supply chain issues, labour shortages battering the residential construction market had created cash flow issues for small to medium-sized builders, but said increased capacity and the new loan facility would help break the stalemate. She stopped short of conceding the uncapped $900 million in state and federal government home building stimulus released in mid-2020, which attracted more than 5 times applicants than anticipated, played a role in overheating the market. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's overheated the market. You don't need to... Okay, it's fun to embarrass the politician with the fact that they created the problem, but I think we're all pretty much used to that, aren't we? The government creates the problem and then tries to fix the problem. She said she was confident the scheme would not result in a further spike in demand. At the time display homes were shut, there was a feeling across the nation that the housing industry would collapse and that thousands of West Australians would lose jobs, but as a result of keeping COVID at bay, that didn't happen, she said. So sometimes it's easy to look back in hindsight and say, this should have happened or this shouldn't have happened. Well, no, we were saying that right when the policies were coming out. We don't need to look back in hindsight. This is an anticipated outcome of this significant intervention in the market. You don't need hindsight to see that. What do you think's going to happen? But then again, I mean, come on, these are pollies. WA Executive Director Michael McGowan said he still believed the approach was a measured one. I think what we've learned from the last couple of years is that we can't have an unlimited amount of money that goes into the pool and that inflationary pressures that we've learned that long before. This isn't a new revolutionary knowledge that we haven't added to the body of knowledge with this latest government stuff up. This is common Is it not common knowledge? Is this the average thinking of the average punter out there? So how screwed are we then? Shit. I guess, I mean, the basic Aussie would have no understanding of economics. Very little historical knowledge. I can't imagine the pollies are going to be that different. Or they have to play to their audience. The post-stimulus period, dubbed by sections of the industry as the profitless boom, saw builders priced out of jobs and a string of high-profile company collapses. Construction giant BGC Housing Group was forced to replace its cap on new home builds with a complete halt in April in a bid to direct all of its resources to completing homes for existing customers. The decision came amid mounting pressure from customers frustrated by lengthy delays and cost blowouts on their home builds, which has now culminated in a class action the company has vowed to defend. It's understood 27,000 homes under construction in WA in 22-23. So there we go, guys. Let's have a bit of a chat about this one, eh? The most shocking thing from this is that they're pretending like this is a surprise. I'm assuming this is obvious. I'm assuming that the outcome of overheating a sector like this was common knowledge. And they did it with the understanding that that was going to happen, but they were so worried that, or so afraid of the potential impact of their lockdowns and interventions in the economy, they're just copying it. They're just sacrificing these builders and the people's projects on the altar of the, for the greater good, for the majority, you know? Limit the suffering to that sector to keep everything else going, because it'll keep the money flowing through the economy. That's the assumption I made, that it was an educated, targeted damaging of the economy for the greater good of the entire country. Am I giving them too much credit there? You tell me. I think this policy is a good idea. Try and dig yourself out of the hole you've created. You've got to do something. Should be interest-free. Government should be responsible for it because they made the bloody mess, and that means we're all responsible for it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this idea, and am I giving the government too much credit? As always, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.